I mentioned earlier.
Call to the Department of Trade tomorrow to hear a warning of possible disaster in the year 2000. The danger lies in the so-called Millennium Bug, which threatens to reduce our computer-based society to chaos. Unless something is done about it, and soon, it could ruin companies. But people with personal computers could find themselves in trouble too, and everybody's affected one way or another. Richard Lindley explains why in this special report.
At the Confederation of British Industry, businessmen and civil servants plan their Task Force 2000 strategy against the Millennium Bug.
The year 2000 sounds as if it's a long way in the future, but there isn't very much time.
Inside every computer is a calendar, but because each year is represented by just 2 figures, most computers won't know what to do when the year 2000 dawns. Buried in the computer's memory, the Millennium Bug could destroy its ability to calculate date and time correctly.
It affects every person on the planet. It doesn't matter if you're getting an invoice from a credit card company, if you have a bank account with a bank, if you're trying to get on a plane, if you have an insurance policy. Everywhere where there's a computer program, you are affected.
The bug could disrupt every aspect of life that relies on dates and times controlled by computer. Food deliveries to supermarkets and food sell-by dates could be in chaos. Bills sent out by computer won't arrive when they should, companies won't get the cash, people could find vital services cut off, and both private pensions and social security payments could be affected. The Millennium Bug could mean millions getting the wrong benefits at the wrong time. This is Colossus, the first programmable electronic computer, used to break Nazi codes during World War II. But a post-war world wanted computers both smarter and smaller. All the computing power of Colossus is today contained in the quarter-of-an-inch corner of a microchip. It was the pressure to cut computers down to a more manageable size that made engineers save space wherever they could. So, for example, when they wrote the date, say 1996, into the computer's control system, they wrote just 96. And that's how the Millennium Bug was born. Robin Guenier's time is spent crisscrossing London, making Britain's managers face up to spending £5 billion or more to defeat the Millennium Bug. They're calling you the prophet of doom. Why?
Well, I'm not predicting doom, but I do believe that if people don't get on and sort out this problem, we could be facing some very serious economic and social consequences.
Why is this a difficult problem to fix?
Well, actually, it's actually rather easy to fix. The problem is there's such an enormous amount of fixing to be done.
British Telecom is typical of companies which will have to scrutinise thousands of computer programs written in technical languages now all but forgotten.
We've got to go through all of our software, including all of our legacy software that maybe installed years ago, looking for all of those instances of the date and laying out plans to actively make the changes. And it's an enormous task just scoping it. We think the cost could run into hundreds of millions of pounds.
Experts who can root out the Millennium Bug will get rich. So are they exaggerating the problem to drum up business?
And the fact of the matter is, because it's affecting everybody at the same time scale, they've all got to fix their systems in the same window, there is going to be a huge supply and demand imbalance, and people will be beating a path to our door, whether we want them to or not.
If it's more than a year or two old, even your own personal computer may not recognize the year 2000. Perhaps the most useful invention of this century, the computer now threatens to trip us all up as we enter the next. Richard Lindley, News at 10, Central London.
And football.